Hello, Spartan readers. This is Mrs. Moats once again, and this week I'm going to be explaining Destiny Discover. This is an ebook platform that allows you to read or listen to ebooks from any device. So you can use your Chromebook, a laptop, a cell phone, or a tablet. Once again, we're going to discuss the different ways that you can access this platform. Option one is to go to my S'more newsletter, and I have the link here for you. And I prefer this option because not only does it provide you a link to Destiny Discover, but it also provides you links to other ebook options. And it also provides you with suggestions that I'm recommending. And it provides you with book trailers for books that are actually available in the current platform, Destiny Discover. This week, I have 9 different book trailers that you could watch on my newsletter. The other option that you have is to go to gofollett.com, find our school, and begin searching that way. So here is where this is what it looks like when you go to the Go Follett site. I've already selected Sonora Middle School as my school, and I'm going to select Go. It will ask you to use a username and password. I've had it save mine. I'm going to log out real quick to show you what it will look like. This is what you'll see when you click Go. Your username is your school email address. That's your initials followed by part of your lunch number. And then your password is the word book, all lowercase letters, followed by a 2-digit month and a 2-digit day that represents the month you were born and the day that you were born. You can select Stay Logged In if you'd like to, and then click the Login button. Once you're logged in, you have access to over 250 ebooks in this collection. Now, this is a collection that is only available to students at Sonora Middle School. That's why you have your unique username and password. And this works more like a actual library where you check out books, you have the book for 2 weeks, and then the book will automatically be turned in for you. Now, this week on Instagram, I am featuring the book Timmy Failure. So you could search for an exact title that interests you. And then if you want more information, you can hover over it and some information will show up, or you could click on the title to see the full summary of the book. If it sounds good to you and you want to read it, then you could select check out, and then you would have that book for 2 weeks. At the end of 2 weeks, it'll be turned back in and someone else can check it out. If there's a book that you want to read, but it's already checked out to someone else, you can click the button in this exact same area to hold the book. That's very similar to how you reserve a book in our library. Another way for you to search is by AR level. During the school year, your teacher may have shown you a book shopping guide. I'm going to show it to you in just a moment. But basically, you can set a reading level. I'm going to clear this search out, go back to AR, and then I'm going to say that my reading level is 5.8 to 6.7, just for practice. And then now it's only going, once I click apply, it's only going to show me books between these levels. So I click apply, and now I have 51 books to choose from in the collection. So that's one way that you can shop for books based on your reading level. Now, in this video, this slide right here, it shows you that your username is your school email. And then I give you some hints. For example, don't include the @estelle.org. Only use your first and last initial followed by part of your lunch number. And I give you an example of what that looks like. For your password, it's the word book followed by the two numbers that represent the month that you were born and the two numbers that represent the day that you were born. So, for example, I was born April 7th. So I typed the word book and then 04, that's the numbers for the month of April. And then 07 is the day that I was born. You have to have four numbers. So if you need to use a zero, use a zero. If you were born December 12th, your password would be book 12 for December and then 12 for the day. You would not need to add any zeros. I also just mentioned the book shopping guide. This is where you can see what AR level to shop for. So if you are an RST reader, then you would want to search for books from 4.4 to 5.0. If you were a UVW reader, then you would search for books from 5.1 to 5.9 and so forth. So find your F&P level and then look for the appropriate AR level to search for in Destiny Discover. Now I want to highlight 3 books that I would encourage you to check out from Follett or from Destiny Discover. One thing that you should notice as well on this platform, let me go back to the home screen here. I'm going to clear the filter so we see all the books. Some of the books are audiobooks. So if you see the little speaker down here and it says play, that means the book is going to be read to you. Whereas if you have a green letter E and it says open, that's a book that you will read on your own. We have a handful of audiobooks that can be read to you in Destiny Discover, but most of these books are a read on your own book. One book that I would encourage you to read is Number the Stars by Lois Lowry. This is an F&P level book, level U book, and it's a historical fiction. All the books that I'm going to be talking to you about today are all books that I have read in the past. So all of these are kind of throwback books. I read this book when I was in middle school myself, and I was captivated by Anne Marie's story of courage and friendship. The story takes place during World War II when the Germans have occupied Denmark. In the beginning, Anne Marie and her Jewish best friend Ellen are dealing with school, food shortages, and the Nazi soldiers marching through their hometown. But then the Nazis decide to relocate all the Jews living in Denmark. Anne Marie's family knows this relocation would threaten Ellen's life. Therefore, in an effort to save Ellen, Anne Marie's family agrees to allow her to move in with them and pretend to be a member of their family. However, soon Anne Marie is asked to go on a very dangerous mission to save Ellen's life. This is a great book for all of you that are fans of Alan Gratz. It was the Newbery winner and is considered a modern day classic. Many of you may be familiar with this author from The Giver, that was recently turned into a movie as well. Another book or series that I recommend is Cirque du Freak. It's a fantasy book. It's a level X, and it is the first book in a series. I read this book my first year of teaching because all the boys in my class just kept talking to me about it. I honestly wasn't even excited about reading it, and I put it off for a while. But once I finally picked the first book up, I simply couldn't stop reading. Our main character is Darren Shan, and you'll notice that's the same name as the author. His best friend and him decide to sneak out to attend a bizarre sounding freak show that comes to town. It's an awesome, creepy show that lives up to their expectations, but his best friend Steve recognizes one of the performers as a centuries old vampire. So after the show, Darren steals the vampire's performing poisonous spider. This one decision is followed by a series of mishaps that pulls Darren into the dark and bloody world of vampires. Cirque du Freak will chill, thrill and leave you begging for more. Take a chance on this book. I promise you won't be disappointed. Last but not least, I want to highlight Red Queen. This is a dystopian book. It's a level XYZ. It is the first book in a series, and this is one of the books that is an audio book on Destiny Discover. I've read this book twice since being the librarian at SMS, and let me warn you to not allow the crown on the cover fool you. This is not a book just for girls about princesses picking out dresses and falling in love. No, this is a book of lies, rebellion, war, and never knowing who to trust. The book is set in a world that is divided by blood. There are the Reds, who have red blood and are the commoners, the workers. And then there are the silver elite, who have silver blood and special supernatural abilities. Our main character is 17-year-old Mare, who has red blood and lives in poverty. That is until she finds herself working in the Silver Palace. Here, surrounded by the people she hates the most, Mare discovers that despite her red blood, she possesses a power of her own, a power that threatens to destroy the balance of power that exists in her world. What will happen to Mare, her family? Who can she even trust in this new world? Check out Red Queen today and follow Mare on this thrilling journey. I have a book trailer for this as well, linked in my S'more newsletter that I showed you earlier. I'd also encourage you to follow me on Instagram at Sonora Spartan Library. I post ebooks of the day every single day to highlight a really great book for you to consider reading. If you have any questions, please email me. I would be happy to recommend you a book or to help you get logged in to any ebook platform that you want to read from. I hope that you are staying safe, and I hope to see you soon. Take care, Spartans.